Hello there, YouTube. This is Transformers fan G138, and I'm here with initial thoughts on Sentinel Prime and Autobot Infinitus, whatever. His head. Sorry about the pronunciation. I feel like a lot of these heads they kind of just came up with names for. Honestly, this guy to me is one that doesn't have a headmaster. His head happens to be a Transformer in the toy. But I actually have to say, originally I wasn't going to get this guy until I started really taking a look at the IDW artwork for him. He really, to me, was not a very notable character. He died pretty early on. He was only seen like a handful of comics. But based on what we've seen, this is not a bad representation of him. Although we really have never seen him in vehicle mode, this isn't a bad choice for him. Just the way they did the coloring and the head sculpt. Actually pretty good and pretty spot on for the artwork. Now, this guy is based on a piece of artwork that was based on a 1-second panel in a Generation 1 flashback. So, can you really call him a Generation 1 guy? Probably not exactly, but still, I like him better than the movie version of him, that's for sure. It's kind of neat, though, like, the way he transforms. He's actually got a really unique transformation. He's got, like, these wheels all kind of, like, combined to each other. It's kind of cool the way it folds together. You can see the back of the feet are actually the front of the train and the back of the train. Overall, it's just a nice looking figure. He's got these cool weapons. This one, which is compatible with another Titan Master figure. Like, we'll do Apex here, since he seems to be closest. Just plugs right into there, and you can use the gun as a turret, which means you can plug this on any 5mm hole. So anywhere on this guy, anywhere on Optimus, anywhere on Fort Max, basically you can have an additional turret somewhere, which is kind of cool. In the latest issue of One Meets the Eye, a couple of the characters were using these kind of style turrets on the sides of Ultra Magnus, which kind of cool. And then we have this blaster, which is a very nice looking, a very nice sculpted blaster. It also has a second peg here, which isn't really noticeable, but this is all molded in the same orange plastic, and it's actually painted this gunmetal gray. And then if I stop dropping it all on the floor, so like you don't have to worry about the paint chipping out the handle, because that's the part that's not painted. And since it's going to be in a peg most of the time, you're not even going to notice it. So, as well as all the guns can clip together, you can do all sorts of fun stuff. And then, of course, you got extra pegs on it here and there. The little pegs to stand the figures on, I actually have not seen them on this figure yet. I could just be missing them. If I see them while I'm doing this thing, I'll let you know. I'm just droning on at this point. I really do like the sculpted guns on the end of his arms. So pretty cool. So for a lot of the time, this guy is bolstering with weapons, but he wasn't much of a fighter. He was supposedly a peacetime guy. So, but yet he decorated himself in a lot of weapons. And then apparently fell easily to Megatron. Although, apparently, because they have a toy of him, he's going to come back in the comic books because, you know, dead characters can never stay dead. So, but he's going to come back in this form, so that'll be kind of cool. I don't know how they're going to do that, but it'll be interesting. So, this guy has 2 alternate modes, as he's a triple changer, and will be repainted into Astro Train, which I believe this will make a fantastic Cybertronian Astro Train. And it's a decent scale, so it's not too big and it's not too large, so it'll fit right in with, like, Blitzwing and some of the others, although I think we're probably going to get another Blitzwing based on the new Megatron mold that I've seen. Okay, so transformation. Well, we'll do the articulation real quick since, you know, we're in robot mode. So arm, go all the way around. Limit factor is the wings, which can fold completely back or wherever you want. You got this nice just over 90-degree joint. You have a little bit of hand movement due to transformation. And this is kind of a neat little gimmick. I assume those are guns or blasters or something, but I don't really know. It does limit the head articulation a little bit when they're up, so I don't know. Then we have a nice ratchet joint for the hips, and then a secondary ratchet joint over here. A little bit limiting factor, but you can work past that. And then, of course, again with the wings getting in the way, but you have a nice hinge. 90-degree hinge on the knee with a swivel, and there's also a swivel in the arm. Forget to mention that one, I think. And then feet, they don't tilt or anything, but because of the nature of their shape, he actually is pretty stable no matter which way you go, and they do tilt forward and backward, so that's cool. So to transform this guy, start by just getting the arms out of the way. I'm going to first transform them into spaceship mode here. So I'm going to flip this out, and I'm going to flip these out because these are like the toughest thing to do on the guy. Like, I don't even think they show this in the instruction manual. I was looking and looking and looking, and I did not see it. So I'm like, what are these things? Until I figured out, you know, these might be landing gear for the shuttle mode. Yeah, I just use a Lego to leverage them out because they're stuck in there pretty good. So, once you got that, I tend to fold the wings back here. These get feet get folded in, and then you rotate them 90 degrees at the swivel, and basically just peg everything together. The wheels fold in the center of the legs, and after you work it together, you'll hear a nice snap, and you got it. So now we'll bring the arms back down. I'm going to actually remove the head at this point. Put these in and remove the head. Set him aside. And when I bring these wings down, I'm actually going to tab them into these slots on the arms. But before I do that, I'm going to flip in the hands because I forgot that step. Sorry about that, guys. So when I bring this down, just going to line it up and tab it in place. Then separate these wings a little bit. Then I'm just going to flip these two panels up, form the top. And we're going to flip these two panels down. And we're just going to pop all that together again. And then we can or cannot, it doesn't matter if this is in or out at this point. But overall, pretty cool looking Cybertronian shuttle. Definitely not an Earth-based vehicle. But I can definitely see this guy being a Cybertronian Astro Train. And Sentinel Prime, again, we never really saw his alternate mode, but I'm sure we will soon. Then the landing gear, you can just have him set right down. Looks like a pretty impressive little shuttle. Now this cockpit up here does open, and you can take his Titan Master, and you can put the Titan Master inside like most the Titan Master vehicles so far. And then you can take the guns and peg them in the tabs wherever you want. You can peg them on the wings, you can peg them on the sides. Honestly, I think it looks better without any of them pegged in. Unless they were symmetrical, like if we had two of the same guns, I think it would leave really sharp to hang them here or on the sides. But being asymmetrical, yeah. We also have these weird angled pegs here. Again, it would be great if we had the symmetrical weapons. Overall, not bad. Now to go in train mode, we pretty much undo everything we just did. Flip these panels back down. Flip all the landing gear in. Unpeg the arms. Basically, at this point, we're turning them almost completely back into robot mode. Notice I did leave the Titan Master in the cockpit. He can remain in there the entire time, which is awesome. Bring this up. Now this is where this transformation gets interesting. Separate the legs. We bring up the arms, kind of lock them in place up here. Then we take the hips and we separate them. Bring them right up. And on the back side of the hands, there's a little tab, which tab into the hex port on the side, where we were just putting the weapons. And those snap in there pretty good. Then we take this backpack, lift it up, and we turn it. At this point, we'll leave them up there for a minute, because we're not quite done with the sides. So we fold this tab in, and we do the same over here. They tab into the sides. Make sure everything's nice and straight. This panel on both sides then folds down. I wish they did add a little bit more silver paint here for the wheels, because then it would be consistent across the board. And we'll do the same on this side. Fold the panels out. And fold these top panels down. I really like this gimmick here. It really adds a lot more detail. Then we bring these down, and these center tabs will tab into the front and back. And we got a nice little Autobot symbol here. And that just kind of folds in like that on both sides. Here, then we fold these wings fully up, and then one last step, flip these up, swap the shape the feet we're in, although I don't think it matters whether you use this or this style. Depends on what you kind of going for, a Cybertronian bullet train or a highly detailed steam / Cybertronian kind of weird railway system. Either way, this is actually kind of an impressive looking thing. And we have 3 wheels on the bottom. We got here, here, and here. They spin okay. They don't really work on my desk, but the concept is pretty cool. This thing is huge, by the way. Do I have an example? Yeah, do I have any vehicle form examples? Well, here's a example next to 2009 Ravage. Yep. This guy is pretty big. So, long and highly detailed, because again, it's a Titan, so everything's really tiny on here. So not bad at all. And we got this thingy, and that. So, the Titan Master on this guy, his legs are very loose. That is so far a first for me. This one, it's weird. It's not even a pin. I think the rest... No, even this one's a little loose now. They're all like friction pop bonds right now. So this pin has loosened up. So I might go in with a little bit of super glue and add an extra layer in there to tighten it up. But I don't know. because most of the time it's going to be in head mode, so it doesn't really affect it anyway. So overall, I think this is a great little figure. I was definitely more impressed with this than I was with Galvatron, just because of his face gimmick. But overall, I'm really looking forward to seeing this guy in action in the comic books, and I'm very interested in seeing how that arc is handled. Although, with the other kind of seemingly forced things, I just don't know how well everything's going to fit together as far as seams go. Because we already have Fort Max in the other series, and now we have Titan's Return, so I'm not really sure how it's going to work. But I guess that'll be a nice little mystery. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. And I just noticed it is hard to tell. This is all orange, and this is all red. There's a couple of different colors in there. It's hard to see. Sorry about that. I'm just noticing it on my screen now. Well, again, I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and catch you later.